comedy. They're like, I'm not going to live past 40 because climate change, but, you know.
Yikes.
Yeah. Climate change or I'll get shot in a
Yikes.
Also big yikes. But it's like one of those things. It's like, oh, we're going to make a comedy out of our trauma. So.
A traumedy?
Welcome, Gen Z. Or whatever is younger than Gen Z now.
I don't even know.
I don't know. Because Gen Z refers to, like, kids in high school and college now, right?
I think they're born from, like, 1996 or something until, like, 2010. Early millennial children.
Yeah, the early 2000s.
Yeah.
The late 1900s.
The late 1900s. I was born at the turn of the century.
That's a good way to put it. We really were. The turn of the millennia. I love saying that more. Just before Y2K. My old breaky bones.
Youth to carbohydrates.
Honestly, I feel like if we tried to explain that to any, like, Gen Zer, they'd be like,
no, but listen, the planes were going to come out of the sky.
We were worried that everything was going to... My parents took me out to my grandparents' house. Like, middle of nowhere. Farm.
My parents were like,
oh, no, they did it because they wanted to go party.
Oh.
But also,
we lived in a
just
foreign
in
country.
Case. Oh, yeah, the foreign country that was like, yeah, the Americans down there are stupid. We've got technology.
No, we were in a foreign country. We were here in America.
Oh, well.
So my parents were like, shit.
If everything's going to go down, it's going to happen here.
Bad decision.
Abort. Oh, no. Yeah, that was a moment. I never even realized the panic until, like, after.
Oh, no, I saw something on the news. And
I saw it all over, like, those gotcha magazines in the grocery store that I always saw, but...
I'd see those, and my parents would watch the news every night, and I never watched it. Can't do it, because they would be like that, and then they'd be like, there's a tropical depression in the Gulf that might head our way, and I'm like, we're gonna die.
That was in January.
Yeah, I know.
I said what I
But
said.
it also happened when I was 6.
Oh.
No,
You were
8
9.
or 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna die.
Yeah. I don't think I remember watching and seeing how relevant hurricanes were back in the day. I just, like... Do you remember Hurricane Ivan? I think that was in, like, 2005, and that was, like, a huge fucking deal. That was like, oh, there's this massive... It was, like, a Category 4 or 5 hurricane that was in the Gulf, and everyone was freaking out about it because it was, like, potentially going to head towards Texas or wherever it was. And then it didn't ever happen. And I remember watching it on our, like, student news. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And
Channel 1.
Yeah, I don't think it was called Channel 1,
Ours
but we
was
had...
nationally syndicated. Channel 1 News.
Oh.
One of the anchors is now on CNN. And he's also gay.
Oh. Is it Steve Kornacki?
No.
Oh.
Also, Lisa Ling,
I don't know who that is.
a famous reporter.
Oh. She was on the news channel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Do you remember the stupid news that would come on Nickelodeon? Nick News with Linda Ellerby. I was like, I don't want to watch the news, bitch.
I'm remembering little bits of that, but I think I actually watched it because I enjoyed it.
Oh, no, I turned that shit right off.
You're like, I don't need this. I don't need this
it would
negativity.
Come on after all that.
Yeah. Then, yeah, I watched it.
And I was like, no. Where are my cartoons?
Yeah. Cartoons, please.
I'm sick of real children. Please give me the drawings.
Back. Where's the little wizard boy?
Where are the drawings with the laughing?
The SpongeBob? Why isn't he naked with Patrick?
I would like to giggle.
I would like to have one giggle, please. Just one. Yeah.
I watched like the Wild Thornberries and I never liked it, but it was on and it was better than the other things.
I watched Wild Thornberries so much, and then I think back and I'm like, I really don't remember anything from that show.
I didn't like it.
Another show that I watched that I didn't like, As Told by Ginger.
Did you I watched some of those. I didn't like it either.
I watched that like all the time, and I could name most of the characters, honestly.
I can't.
And I don't.
She had like a brother and a mom, but she didn't have a dad.
Maybe she was a single mom.
I think she was. I'm just saying.
I'm
That's
just
all
saying.
I remember about the
she
show.
has one mom.
I remember that Sheila like washed her hair too much, and her mom was like, "Your
And she
hair
got
is gonna
lice.
fall out."
Yeah. No, she got lice because she washed her hair. Courtney washed her hair too much.
I don't know who that is.
Courtney was the blonde one that was super pretty, and then she ended up getting lice because she washed and conditioned her hair like twice a day. And so then her hair was too clean, and that's why she got lice. And it was this big deal because Ginger's mom knew that she had lice.
Ginger's mom was like a nurse.
Yes, she was a school nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, And then the bitchy one's name was Miranda.
She had black hair.
And the little like ponytail thing. I don't remember the one with braces.
I don't remember any of these.
I think her name was Grace. But see, that's what I'm telling you. I remember all these characters' names, and apparently a whole episode of this fucking show. Didn't like it.
I didn't like it at all. I didn't.
Like, why did I watch it? Because it's the only thing on.
Yeah.
You know what show I did watch that I don't remember anything from? My Life as a Teenage Robot. I loved that show for some reason.
Oh, I never watched.
Never saw it. No, I watched that one all the time.
I was always looking out for Rocko's Modern Life. Loved Rocko's Modern
Did never
Life.
watch that.
And Real Monsters.
I do remember that, but I did never watch that.
I loved it.
No, I was always looking out for SpongeBob, Rocket Power.
I hated Rocket Power.
I loved it.
I was
for
like,
some
kids
reason.
that do sports, disgusting.
They weren't even doing sports. They were just doing stupid shit.
Oh, you're trash.
I just remember Tito.
Is that the uncle?
I think it was the uncle, who ran the hot dog shop.
I was like, this is too much physical activity in a
I don't
cartoon
need that.
for me.
I don't want to be out of breath watching this
I don't want to have the people that are going to make fun of me in 4 years on my television series.
I don't need this nonsense. What else was I always looking for? Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, yes.
And then this was probably when I was younger, but when we were younger, Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Oh, yeah,
Dexter's Lab,
Mm-hmm.
Powerpuff Girls. Those were the ones that always like you see them on going right to it.
Powerpuff. I made the girls watch it. They were like, "It's okay." I was like, "This is
No.
better than any superhero shit
This
that you
is
girls
prime
watch."
time television, okay?
They're
Not
like,
just
no,
okay.
we like Ladybug better. I'm like, Ladybug's friends can't even recognize her with a stupid mask on. They're stupid.
Yeah. But did the kindergartners in Powerpuff Girls recognize the Powerpuff Girls?
Yes. Everyone knew the Powerpuff Girls were the Powerpuff Girls.
I don't remember that. They also did not have hands.
They sure didn't.
I wanted to know how they always pick things up. And I feel like there was a couple episodes where they like mentioned the fact that they did not have hands. And people were like, where are your fingers?
We don't have any.
Yeah. But they were the only ones that didn't have fingers. Everyone else had fingers. Mm-hmm. Every single other person and creature and whatever.
And Miss Bellum had breasts.
Yes, and she did not have a face at all.
But she had breasts.
She was very sexual on the television.
Chaotic sexy.
Chaotic sexy. You know who else was also chaotic sexy?
The preschool teacher.
Him.
Oh, yes.
Him. It was him, right? Yeah.
Him.
He just...
trans icon.
Trans icon, non-binary drag queen trans icon. Yes.
Lobster.
Lobster.
Lobster devil.
Makeup lobster devil. Mm-hmm. Honestly, for all of that, like early 90s television was, or late 1900s television.
Late 1900s television.
Was just prime gay.
Surprising, not a lot of overtones of homosexuality. There were
Lots of undertones. No. Well, I don't know. Sometimes you watch that stuff back and you're like...
SpongeBob is a different story.
Yeah.
But...
SpongeBob, well, even then you had the Powerpuff Girls and everyone was dressing up in whatever they wanted to. Courage, the Cowardly Dog, constantly.
Yes, that one had strong drag.
Lilo and Stitch, the little alien, whatever his name was. Plinko.
I didn't do that.
Mulan.
I also didn't do that.
Mulan is my favorite Disney movie. How do you
really?
Not? Yes.
Oh,
choices.
Wasn't enough horror for me.
It was kind of scary.
Bitch.
A bitch.
My favorite was The Nightmare Before Christmas. As a child, I was like...
I love this. This is scary. I don't ever remember watching that.
Oh, it's good. I have it on DVD. If
You want to go watch it instead of do the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, pause. Boop, 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 boop. Goodbye.
You guys are still here? What what are you guys
Get out of
doing?
here.
We want to come watch. We gotta watch our movie.
Oh boy. Yeah, there was I don't know. You say undertones. I'm not certain that they were just undertones. I think there was a lot of.
Well, I know that I pick up on a lot of subliminal things, like things that other people don't pick up on. And I picked those up, and that's why I'm gay. That's why I decided to be gay. So I can see where you're coming from, but they weren't strong enough. Not a whole lot of people got it like I did.
Uh-huh.
I like to read between the lines. I'm a very
In between
like,
the
I
lines is
see
only
people.
spaces.
You don't know what's there. You're not
If it's
looking.
in the really small type. It's like, shut up, you little gay boy.
Yeah. That lined paper, the blue lines, read the blue lines.
Those blue lines are actually words.
Yep.
If you didn't know that.
They say, hey, bitch.
You want to go get pumped?
At brunch.
Stupid. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh. First White Claw back. You ready?
Does it slap?
What?
Does it slap?
Oh, wait. Oh, yes, it slaps. It is still Hot Girl Summer. Or
Hot
what?
girl fall. No.
No, it's
Christian girl autumn.
It's Thautum.
Thautum. I feel like I'm more of a Christian girl autumn kind of thing, though.
Uh-huh.
I'll have White Claw, though.
I'm...
Where's my pumpkin spice White
I was going
Claw?
to say, I'm a pumpkin spice girl, Thautum.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go anywhere near Christian style Thautum, autumn.
I just like the coats.
Oh, you can wear them as a pumpkin spice girl.
Okay, they're just for
You know what
Christians.
everyone in Denver wears?
Ponchos.
No. Like those flat brim hats.
Oh, God. What?
I think they're so ugly. But the number of people that I saw in Denver wearing them, I was like, it's 95 degrees outside right now. It is hot. Why are you wearing that? Like what?
Yeah.
I don't understand. And they're like, they look like witches' hats. So, well, not like the pointed witches' hats.
Wow.
Because they're flat. And so every single time I saw them, I'd be like, Cody, there's a witch. Yeah.
Well, hold on, though. Witches. We're going somewhere here.
Uh-huh. Because I'm thinking like the witches from, I almost said American Girl. American
Girl.
American Horror
The
Story.
dolls. The witch one.
The witch one. No, the American Horror Story Coven. Whenever they go and they're going to the burning and they all dress up in fashion and all black or whatever they're wearing. And then
they say Balenciaga.
and then they light it on fire just randomly without anyone even lighting them on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Oh, Myrtle Snow. I hope she gets help.
Are you watching the new season?
No, that's the only season I've ever watched.
Oh, okay.
Well, I also watched one of the ones that was
the horror stories.
Colt. Was it Colt? No.
Oh, yeah, Colt.
The one with the election? That was Colt, right? Yeah. I only watched most of that. I did
You
not
couldn't
watch all
finish
of
it because
I couldn't. It was too much PTSD.
too reality.
Yeah, I was like,
Too much real.
yeah, got too much.
Wow.
Yeah. Whenever Evan Peters, there you go. Peter Parker's Spider-Man.
I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, but I told you. Whenever he was building that Colt in his basement and all that stuff, I was like, I don't like this.
This is happening somewhere.
Yeah, and all the
Here.
the clowns started killing people. I was like, that's also kind of happening, even though the clowns never actually killed anyone here. But they were all emerging from the woods randomly, and I'm like, I don't want to be part of this anymore. I don't like this.
You should watch it now.
No.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
Because that stuff has not necessarily gone away.
No, I know.
Oh, that makes it scarier.
Yeah.
Because it's still ongoing.
Well, if you ask Kendall.
Yeah. What?
Oh. He has not told you?
No.
He talks about it every time that we're around him. He talks about the now
wait.
it is.
Okay. Well, then I can't ask a follow-up question.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll pause it again.
Okay. We're back. Oh. And we're live. That's funny. I'll have to listen to him talk about it sometime. Because
I feel like he said something in the group chat.
I think he said something, but it wasn't like I didn't give an explanation. I think I saw it.
Oh no,
and
he
I was
just
like,
talks about it.
Oh.
Well, he'll say things like.
Well, you told me that he had like connected the dots. I figured that you had dots somewhere.
No, there are no dots. He'll be like, those are the things.
That's terrible. Speaking of dots, I went to the grocery store, the HEB, today.
And you bought Dippin' Dots?
No, That's good. No, I bought a lot of candies for Halloween.
Oh, Halloween.
Yes, it's coming up, and I wanted to go ahead and get the candies early just so I had them ready to go. Do you think 260 pieces is enough?
I don't know what the kids in your. I don't think kids go to door anymore. We didn't hang out here for it last
Apparently
year. So I have no idea.
apparently last year they did. According to our little neighborhood's website, and apparently there's like 3 streets that are like uber popular on our in our neighborhood, and apparently ours is one of them. So I told Savannah, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get some candies. So we got candies. I bought 260 pieces, but I wanted to be the good house on the block.
You got full size.
Oh God, I should have sprung for full size. No, that would have been really expensive. Except this was already really expensive. Halloween candy's expensive. I bought those 2 bags full, and that was $35. No, $32.
Let me show you what I want for my Halloween decorations.
Okay.
I love.
Anyways, I'm gonna keep talking then. So I got 1 bag that has Reese's. It's got Kit Kats. It's got Hershey's and what was the other one?
My question to you is,
Uh-huh.
how will you not eat it before the children come?
I have them in a locked away position. Ooh.
I want lots of those.
Okay. How much are they?
You have to make them.
Oh, what are they made
So
of?
the head and the body are grocery bags.
Oh, okay.
Just like piled in together, and then you get a big piece of tulle, zip tie them at the neck, zip tie them at the bottom, and then put a witch hat on them.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Shove them in the ground.
Okay.
That, or I also wanted this, but I think it's too scary, and I have young children. So
So maybe not.
maybe it's not the best idea, but it would be very good. I'll read it. Hold on, I got it. Here it
Okay.
is. There it goes.
Oh, yeah, that's probably too creepy.
Just
But I
plain
do
scarecrows.
like that. Yeah. I do like that, though. Yeah, I think it's a little scary. So then the other bag had Skittles, Dove chocolate, Snickers, Milky Way, and then M&Ms, I think. So I got the good candies that all the kids want.
I always loved Milk Duds. Nobody liked them but me.
I hate Milk Duds.
I love Milk Duds.
There was another bag that had like Milk Duds, Whoppers, and I think.
Oh, you didn't say Milk Duds. You said Milky Way.
Milky Way, yeah. The other bag had Milk Duds, Whoppers, Payday, and then I think another Milky Way, and I was like, that's the maybe bag, but no, I'm not gonna do that. So,
My brother and I would always trade the Whoppers and the Milk Duds because I loved Milk Duds and he liked Whoppers.
There was another bag that had like Twizzler, because I was also looking for like some gummy candies too, because those are the things that I loved when I was younger, was like the gummy and sour candies and not the chocolate. So I would trade my chocolates for whatever like gummy things that I could. So maybe that's why I'm into edibles as an adult.
Could be.
Also, I've already seen like 4 news reports, quote unquote, they're actually from news places that are like, you need to watch out for edibles because they could be, and I was like, no one is paying $10 to $20 for 10 edibles
to get your kid high.
And on top of that, if your kid's getting high, good for her. Like,
they're having a good Halloween.
Exactly. So because you cannot overdose on weed. So unless they're eating like a shit ton, which no one is going to give away, no one's giving away their weed.
No one is
period.
giving away their weed. No, they're not.
But second of all, if someone was to give away their weed somehow, and your kid ate like 10 pieces of them, they're going to be massively high. They'll wake up the next day, they'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. Ugh,
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
You know what cheap candy that always came in Halloweens that I loved and I would search for it? No, I don't like those. No.
Oh. I should go get a small packet of those.
The strawberry candies, strawberry hard candies.
Oh, I like those.
With the green tops.
And the ones that people used to put in like ashtrays.
Yeah, and then they had the like gooey center.
I love those too. Yeah, and because I was the only kid that used to eat them, because people were like, oh, you're eating those candies out of Grandpa's old whatever. I'm like, and these are hard candies. They're not going bad.
Yeah.
And sometimes they...
I'm like, this is a Werther's Original. Stop it. This has been around since 1942.
Sometimes it didn't taste great, but I ate them anyways, so...
A little ashy, little cigarette.
Yeah, a little bit. No one smoked in our house, so... Or in
They do
Grandma's
that at the
house.
factory.
Yeah, they're just smoking. They put ash on. It's like, hey, pre-ashed.
No, when they're doing the quality check, they pick them up.
There's like blowing smoke on the line.
And they all have zoot suits on and the tipped fedoras.
Yeah, they're like, wow, I'm just going to blow some smoke on these little candies,
And
eh?
a pack of cards in their front pocket.
What are the cards for?
In case they need to have a break. And they
We got to play cards over here.
Well, for lunch, then they have 2 tumblers of whiskey and a tuna fish sandwich.
And they're playing poker at the table with the dogs in the poker table. And the dogs are like, woof.
Woof, indeed.
I do.
Hey, that's right, Buster. Yes, you owe me 250 cash. And I expect it by sundown, or I'm going to cut off your tail.
Take you to the pound. Exactly. Yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for inviting me here.
Well, I didn't invite you as so much as you showed up and knocked on the door after I already saw you.
I just want to make sure that you knew that I was coming inside at some point.
I was expecting you to just hang out outdoor in front of the house.
I've done that before.
I've called the police.
They're coming.
They are coming.
I mean, if it was a non-emergency line, they'll be here in 3 to 5 hours.
Oh, no. It was an emergency.
Oh.
I said, bring the fire department too. Just in case.
Yeah. Oh,
just in case.
Just in case. It could be a fire. He might let my house on fire.
I don't trust you.
Do you see this? I wouldn't trust this either.
I know.
Someone told me that they were talking to one of... Let me start again. Someone told me...
Take it from the top.
Yeah, that they were talking to one of their friends and apparently just mentioned our Spoopy podcast. And he was like, did you just say our Spoopy podcast? And he was like, yeah. And then I was like, are you sure he was talking about the right podcast? He was like, yes, he mentioned this by this podcast by name. So I had to double check. And then he was like, yeah, it's really scary. And I was like, what part of this podcast is scary? So I was like, I really don't think he had the right podcast. And he was like, no, he said our Spoopy podcast. And I was like, I don't know.
No.
So if you're listening to this and you're scared by things that we're talking about,
I feel bad for you.
Why? Because we take all the... I mean, some of the things that we talk about are not... I mean, they're scary, but, like, we joke about them. So we make this...
not in good taste,
no.
We understand, but...
But we do make it...
There's some levity to murder on this podcast.
We try to make it...
Fun.
Let's make murder fun.
Our Spoopy podcast, making murder fun.
Hello, doggy. Little doggy. Speaking of making things fun, I went to the gym today.
Me too.
Because I'm on a fitness journey. I'm telling everyone about this because I find it to be quite hilarious. There was 3 people in the gym today because I guess no one wanted to do whatever we were doing.
When I got to the gym, there was not a whole lot of people there either. Is Thursday like the day that everyone takes off?
I don't know. But also this is like you can see all the workouts for each of the classes.
So they're like, I don't want to do that one.
I think that's exactly what happened. So there was only 3 people today. And so one of them... Oh, no, I said it on the podcast last time. This is the couple that I think is like together, but like they don't really talk.
Oh, yes.
And yeah.
We love the drama.
Oh, yeah. So he's really attractive. And so today we were doing what's called muscle ups, which is like a CrossFit thing, and yeah, whatever. So I was apparently doing them all. The other 2 people knew how to do them. I did not. So the coach was trying to focus on me. This guy had already done his muscle ups and like came over to me and was also trying to help me. And mind you, this guy is quite fit and also quite attractive, and had taken off his shirt while he was working out. So I was quite
flustered,
distracted, flustered. Drooling. I mean, there's a lot of different...
You accidentally... I assume a muscle up is like you jump...
No. You pull yourself up and then twist and then push yourself up.
On what?
Rings.
Oh.
Like dangling rings. So you take this... And you're supposed to do it without your feet on the ground. So you're supposed to like pull yourself up and then twist and then push yourself up, like in the air.
And you were trying to think of a way that you could accidentally open your mouth and lick him?
No, but that would have been a good idea. But no, or open mouth kiss just for fun.
Oh my god, I'm so random. Can you guys believe I just did that? Oh my god.
I'm so clumsy.
I'm so sorry, but did you like it?
How was that? Was
it good for you? Because it was great for me.
Oh, I need to leave this gym and never come back. Okay.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Can you want to take a picture before I go?
Can we like exchange numbers and just like talk about this, in the future? Yeah. So no, I was just like listening, not really, and still didn't do very well. And like at the end of the class, the coach was like, "Yeah, just keep practicing." And I was like,
I thought I did them.
Practicing what? Where was I this entire time?
Excuse me, what are we doing here?
Did I just work out?
This is a seminar for pottery?
Yeah, that was precisely how I feel. Do you have gym crushes?
No.
Oh.
There's nobody attractive at the YMCA.
There could be. You don't know.
No.
Oh, I don't know. I
go with the old people.
Oh.
So I'm there with Beth Ann and Dirk.
Dirk. That's an old man's name. Mm-hmm. I love that you have like doubt in your muscle. You said Dirk and you were like,
no.
Just call him like Richard or like Dick.
Kyle. No, Kyle's
that's our generation. George.
Andrew. But he goes by Drew.
Oh, okay. Eric. No, that's still ours.
Eric.
I said that with like a harshness, didn't I?
No, you're having a stroke.
David.
David.
That's a good older man name. John. Just go with all the like biblical names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also Gene.
I don't know any older men named Gene.
All older men are named Gene.
Oh, Gene?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. What?
No, Jean.
That's what I was like.
Jean. Jean.
Yeah, I actually had an advisor named Jean. Hello.
Bob.
Bob
is somebody in their 70s.
Bobbert,
yes, those are the people that are at the gym with me.
Bobbert. Robert. What the fuck is a Bobbert?
That's Bob the drag queen's full name. Bobbert.
Oh yeah, Bobbert the drag queen. Yeah, that does make sense. Mm-hmm. It do be like that sometime.
Who? Errol?
Harold.
Errol Flynn.
Errol.
Errol?
Do you know what an Aperol is? An Aperol spritz?
It's a liquor.
What is an Aperol?
Aperol is a type of liquor.
What does it taste like?
Like licorice, I think.
Ew, I don't want that.
So
the New York gays on Twitter talk about Aperol spritzes all the time, and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
So, when I went to New Orleans, apparently a New Orleans drink is a Sazerac.
Sure.
And a Sazerac has Aperol in it. It's not good.
Okay. Does it taste like licorice?
I don't know if that's the exact flavor it is, but that's what I remember.
Okay.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
Let me tell you about my experience with brandy, though.
Oh, did you have your experience with brandy?
I had brandy.
When was your experience with brandy?
Saturday.
Okay. Good, bad, we like it, we don't like it. Did you sit in that chair while you did it?
I believe I was in the chair sometime. I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend it.
It's very strong, isn't it?
It is whiskey, whiskey-ish, whiskey-y.
What about cognac? You haven't tried cognac?
Oh, I don't think I'm going to, because I did enjoy brandy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently it's orange flavored.
Oh.
With a light tang of herbs.
Herbs,
I'm sorry.
Herb's another name.
Herbert.
Herbert. Yeah, I did not ever get Herb. Anyways.
Yeah.
I digress.
We're about a half hour in. Would you like to?
Oh yeah, started? I guess we could do. I honestly thought we were only like 10 or 15 minutes.
No, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I've been hinting at you, and you're like.
When did you hint, bitch?
All the time.
We were just having a
Wait, no. Recent Gallup polls have shown that Americans have been reported feeling stress, worry, and anger in the highest levels in over a decade.
No way.
I know. While we are growing more and more aware of the effects of stress on our bodies and minds, we may not have considered the effects that our stress can have on our pets. According to studies, there is a synchronization between stress hormones in humans and their dogs.
No.
If you are a dog parent, you probably know that your pup is very good at reading your body language and can quickly pick up on how you're feeling. We're always working to reduce our own stress in any way that we can. But what about the anxiety we may have passed on to our dogs? Baked Bones has a solution. CBD has been shown to help reduce stress and anxiety in both humans and dogs, and Baked Bones has your dog covered. Made from organic, human-grade ingredients and full-spectrum hemp oil, their bones may offer some relief to your anxious pup. Check out bakedbones.com for more information on CBD for dogs and other benefits it may provide. Baked Bones offers free shipping on all orders over $25, and you can save 15% using promo code SPOOPY15.
SPOOPY15.
Baked Bones is LGBTQ owned and operated and is based in Houston, Texas. Baked Bones proudly donates 10% of all profits to no-kill shelters in the U.S. Need your bones ASAP or want to support small businesses? Baked Bones are now available at Man Ready Mercantile in the Houston Heights or at Man Ready Mercantile on South Congress in Austin. Baked Bones. That was the wrong key, but I appreciate your enthusiasm.
I'm just excited to be here.
It's okay to have you.
Oh, okay.
You deleted your whole thing.
No, it just got dark, and I was like, why are you doing that? It's because I hadn't touched it in a while. Been there. No. Who went first last time? Did you go first last time?
I think it was me.
Okay. So then I'll go first. It is a story that I am worried that we have already done before.
This is the Slaughter family.
No.
Are you sure?
Well, I don't know, actually. It is apparently the worst crime/murder in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am talking about Susan Smith.
Oh, no.
Have we talked about her?
Mm-hmm.
Have we really?
No,
Oh.
I don't know.
No, I don't know who she is.
I don't know.
Well, don't scare me like that, because I don't have a backup. So if I start talking about this,
pasta.
honestly, because then I'll be like, hey, you go first, and I'll dabble.
Dabble.
Yes, but with like acrylics. So on October 25th of 1994, Smith called police frantically, saying that her vehicle had just been carjacked by a black man who drove away with her son still inside. So for 9 days, she got the entire community together to start posting flyers around, combing through forests, looking through ponds and lakes and all sorts of different things. Just, trying to find her car, her children, something or another along those lines. She told police that she was at an intersection and the light was red, and that's where someone came up and pulled her out of the car and then drove off with her car. But she said that there was no other cars on the road, which is an important thing to factor in. Excuse me. So a little bit about her history. She rarely had a stable home life growing up. Her father died by suicide when she was 6 years old. And then she also attempted suicide at the age of 13. Her mother married Beverly Russell, who was a member of the local chapter of the Christian Coalition, who later was revealed to have molested Smith when she was a teenager. One newspaper claimed that sexual relations between them had continued until 6 months before the murders. After graduating from high school in 1989, Smith made a second attempt to kill herself after a married man she was in a relationship with ended their affair. Then she married a man named David Smith, and they had 2 sons. The relationship was rocky due to mutual allegations of infidelity, and they separated several times. So they were in and out of a relationship with each other and broke off. Or they were cheating with each other. What, did I do it before? Okay. So there was a lot of things in her life prior to having children. So, following an intensive investigation and a nationwide search for them, because she went on television and like talk shows. I mean, within
The Today Show.
the 9 days, she was all over like the national news, international news. Excuse me. So they followed an intensive investigation and nationwide search for them. She confessed on November 3rd of 1994 to letting her car roll into a nearby John D. Long Lake and drowning the children inside.
How many? Just one.
Two kids.
Oh.
Yeah, those two small kids. So her motivation apparently was reportedly to facilitate a relationship with a local wealthy man named Tom Findley. Prior to the murders, he sent Susan a letter ending their relationship and expressing that he did not want children. So she said that there was no murder, nor did she plan motive, nor did she plan the murder, stating that she was not in the right state of mind. So basically, she wanted to be with this man who didn't want kids, and she was like, okay, well, I don't have kids no more.
Did you think she was just going to be like, they're gone? Now there's time for us.
Well, do you think that, I mean, this is America in the age of evangelicalism and trying to make modern families happen. Like, do you not think that the entire nation is just going to be like, where are these two kids, like, if two kids go missing?
I mean, yes, but I'm thinking, what is she thinking that he's going to be? He's going to just be like, oh, God, great.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's get married.
He's not going to ask questions like, where did your kids go?
Yeah.
What happened to them? Are you not going to go see them? And, anything along those lines? Like, they don't just disappear.
Children can just disappear, apparently.
It's like, do they just run away? Or are you going to stick so hard to the story that they got abducted and you're just like, oh, well, now they're gone. Can we be together? Like,
I just don't know if I'll ever be happy again.
You can't keep up this facade of, like, losing your kids and then all of a sudden just be happy and okay with it. And it's kind of like that Casey Anthony girl where she just like was perfectly okay with the kid just being gone and she's like was living her life and everyone's like,
because she killed her kid.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, why are you not sad about this? Because she's a fucking murderer. She murdered the kid and didn't give a shit.
And then went out dancing.
Where's the body?
Well, they found parts of it.
Yeah. So later, the investigation revealed that detectives doubted Smith's story from the start and believed that she actually murdered her sons. So, the second day after she called the police, they were already like, I don't think you're telling
What
the
did you
truth.
do?
Yeah. So that's when they started looking through lakes and stuff like that, because they were like, I think that you know where these kids are at. So we're hoping that these kids are still alive because it was only 2 days after she had reported them missing. So they went looking at like lakes and ponds, including John D. Long Lake, where the bodies ended up being eventually found. They were doing water searches, but they were only going like 30 feet in from the shore because they were like, a car couldn't have like gone that far into the water. So they weren't looking very far in a lot of these lakes.
Yeah. How far did she rev the engine or something?
I have no idea, but it made it 122 feet from the shore.
What?
I don't know.
How deep is the lake?
I have no idea. And how did it just drop off? Like, it would have had to have like rolled and then like dropped off somehow. But she got it 122 feet from the shore.
Well, I mean, they'll slope all the way down. It's a lake. It's not the ocean. There's no, you can't just fall off of a, what do they call that?
Drop off.
There's no drop off. You have to roll
there
all the way down.
are some. Canyon Lake is a big drop off.
Oh my God.
What?
A car is parking over there.
Right behind my car, they hit it?
Yeah.
I hope they did, so I can be like, oh, look what you did to my bumper.
Look what you did to my
I talk
bumper.
to people about, like, people who almost hit me and stuff like that, and I'm like, I wish a bitch would. And they'll be like, look, oh my God, my car is just so messed up.
What did you do?
What did you do? Oh my God.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a common thing for lakes. I think they're all a gentle slope.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's common. Because
she had to rev that bitch into the lake.
Yeah.
Like she must have put a brick on the gas or something.
I have no idea. She claimed that she only let it roll. Like that's when she admitted it. And it's not 122 feet deep. It's 122 feet from the shore. Okay, just double check.
So she's like, it drove on the water for 50 feet, and then it started sinking.
unless it was a man-made. Well, even man-made lakes are not really like.
I mean, valleys are the most common
Well,
landform.
Canyon Lake is a man-made lake, and so it was like dug out specifically as a dam. But like, still, I mean, the Ivanhoe lakes were man-made, but they weren't like.
But they were valleys,
Yeah.
so it's just wee, not wee.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know, because like people go scuba diving in the Canyon Lake. Anyways, not important. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I have no. I have no information about how that got that deep. So they didn't find it, even though they were. I mean, even if they found the boys 2 days later, they're obviously very drowned. After the boys had been missing for 2 days, Smith and David were subjected to a polygraph test. The biggest breakthrough of the case was when her description of the carjacking location, which is what I said earlier. She had claimed that the traffic light had turned red, causing her to stop at an otherwise empty intersection. However, it was determined the light would not have turned red for her unless a vehicle was present on the intersecting road. This conflicted with her statement that she did not see any other cars there when the carjacking took place. I don't know if traffic lights were different in the late 80s, but I have been at plenty of intersections in Houston constantly where I'm the only car and every other light is I'm red, but there's not a single other person on the road. And there hasn't been. There's like, every single morning there's one stoplight on my way to work that my direction stays red for the longest period of time. It's like 2 or 3 minutes. And it's just sitting there, just going through the cycles of every other light, not a single other car on the road. And I'm just like, what are we fucking waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
Honestly. But, so that's, I don't like that as an argument because unless, like I said, unless stoplights in the 80s were drastically changed in the past 30 years.
Denigrated, have gotten worse.
Exactly. It's infrastructure, so it's completely possible. But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't figure that one out because I'm like, because they've turned into like, instead of being sensor or like detection, they've turned into like timed, where it's like they're just on a time cycle, and a lot of the time they're not timed properly for other like stoplights in the area. But I didn't like that as an argument to be like, oh yeah, I don't believe her story. It's like, it could still have been true that she stopped at a red light, but not saying that it is, because it obviously wasn't. But yeah, that was the argument where I was like, that's no. So in 1995, David Bruck and Judy Clark served as co-counsel for Smith. In their opening statement, Clark argued Smith was deeply troubled and suffered from severe depression. Clark told the jury, "This is not a case about evil. This is a case about despair and sadness." The defense's theory of the case was that Smith drove to the edge of the lake to kill herself and her 2 sons, but her body willed itself out of the car. So basically it was like, she's already suffered so much in her life. She's already tried to kill herself twice in the past, because she was like, what, 22, 23 when this happened? So like, she was just trying to kill herself too. And she was taking the kids with her. But then she jumped out of the car because she was like, no, I need to get out last minute, and then didn't save the kids. It's like,
so no. Put your foot on the brake.
Yeah, then get out. Exactly. Or figure something. I don't know. Because apparently, I mean, there was no other information about this. But if you were trying to get out of the car after it was sinking, there would be signs of that to show that. And that could be something you could use in your defense, where she did get out of the car after it rolled in. But if she got out of the car before it completely rolled in, you could have put your foot on the brake somehow. Like, especially if it was going fast enough to go 122 feet into the fucking water.
Put your brakes on and turn.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Because even then, like, a lake, every single lake I've ever been in is like sludge. So that car gets underwater, it is not heavy enough to keep momentum going to get through that sludge. So,
well, that and the water in the way.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know that it could make it 122 feet.
Because she's a liar.
Yeah, that makes me kind of question, like, was there a cliff where you were like, okay, let me like step on the gas, hit the gas hard, roll out of the car, and like leave a brick on the thing, and it just launches itself into the water?
What was the name of the lake?
John D. Long Lake, maybe? No, yeah, John D. Long Lake, yes. We're going to find out about this. We're going to get down to the bottom of this case. It's not
80 acre.
That's decent sized.
Man-made lake in Union County, South Carolina.
Okay. So the prosecution, on the other hand, was like, nah, she murdered them in a way to start a new life with her former lover. So they were very much like, so you want to get rid of them kids and just wanted to move on and be like, okay, now I'm going to go live with this person. Yeah, I don't know how you could just be like, yeah, I killed those kids. Bye. So it only took the jury 2.5 hours to convict her of murdering. They were unanimous in that decision. During the penalty phase, Tommy Pope, the lead prosecutor in the Smith case, argued passionately in favor for sentencing her to death. The jury ultimately voted against imposing the death penalty. There was a lot of very opinionated articles that were like, she has to live with the fires of ghosts of her children forever. There's a lot of that.
Yeah, and she can do that in jail.
That's what they're saying, yes. So Smith's defense psychiatrist diagnosed her with dependent personality disorder and major depression. So basically she had dependence on other people, and that's what she apparently needed in her life. So she was incarcerated in a correctional institute in Columbia, South Carolina, and during her incarceration there, 2 correctional officers were charged.
Also, this is the way that the car is found.
How do they not see it? No, that looks like it's being pulled out. There's no.
I think they drained the lake.
Oh, so then it did have to be airborne. There's no way that just rolled unless it was a drop off.
I don't think so.
Also, how do you drain a lake? Where does all that water go?
If it's a man-made lake, you drain it downstream.
Oh, a dam. That makes sense.
It looks like the lake. Oh, wow.
Oh, touchy subject.
Yeah.
Anyways, so 2 correctional officers were charged with having sex with her. She was moved to another institution.
Where's the all women's jail?
That's what I mean, even the women's jails don't have all women's police officers.
No, yes they do, because I've seen Chicago.
Have you seen Orange is the New Black?
Mm-hmm. And
then
I don't remember any men.
Oh, okay.
They were just very masculine-looking women.
I also do not agree with you. Yeah, so apparently she will be eligible for parole in November of 2024. So, we'll see how that goes.
I'm not going to hold my breath.
I mean, either. She killed her 2 children, so a lot of people want to see her rot in jail. So that's what she's doing.
That's what she's up to.
That's what she's up to right now. Just hanging out, doing the most. So
having a time.
Apparently, she had sex with 2 of the. I don't know if it was consensual or not, but yeah, I don't know. I got nothing.
Wow.
It did not say anything. Yeah, it didn't say anything about it. It just said having sex with correctional officers. So.
Well, if it was consensual, I'm happy for her for getting some in jail.
Somehow, with the officers, like, girls, what are you doing? Girls. Yeah, so we'll see how that unfolds. But there's some interesting articles out there about her. There's even some articles written, like, this past year.
Yesterday.
Like, November of 2020, that they're, like, passionately talking about her release and, like, how it's a big deal. Not her release, her parole. And how the potential of her release. And I'm like, you guys are really out here just like writing things about nothing, aren't you? Like, wait until she actually applies for parole. And like, if that's getting some traction somewhere, then maybe write an article and be like, look, murder's getting out. Like, you're writing this 4 years ahead of her parole. So what's the point? I don't know.
Newsday.
Apparently. Like, oh, remember that one chick?
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Riveting story, Chris. Thanks for that.
What did you already do it? Is that what you said?
No.
You're saying that? Oh, okay.
I'm just thanking you for a riveting story.
I was really worried that this already happened because I feel like you had also done something about like some man not liking children, so the girl murdered her children.
Yeah, but she like actually like murdered them.
Oh, okay.
Like on the side of the highway.
Oh.
And then like ran somewhere and was like
Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better because I really was like, oh shit. Oh, she got it.
got what?
Corona.
Let me spit on you.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the Lake City Quiet Pills?
No.
Do you know about Reddit.com?
I have heard of that before, yeah.
Well, I'm a member.
Oh, does she
It's
dabble?
a very exclusive club. I've been on it for some time.
Uh-huh.
And there's lots of things to see,
Since
many
you were
things
a
to learn
wee little
about.
girl.
Mm-hmm. Well, I went from Stumble Upon to Reddit, and I was like...
Do you fucking remember Stumble Upon?
Stumble Upon, yeah.
That was lit. That was just like a... Oh, it's interesting. Next.
Yeah.
Do you remember Form Spring? That was popular when we were in high school. It
was quizzes, right?
No, it was like you got to post a question and you posted a link and people got to anonymously answer.
Yes.
And I got bullied on that too, so that was always fun.
What do you not like about me?
Yeah.
That you're gay.
Yes, and it was like, oh, well, I let myself.
Oh, that's the answer I was not wanting.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's not what I need. Thank you.
Yes.
Very great for my confidence.
Well.
And here we are, bullied.
Maybe you shouldn't have been so sweaty.
I still am. Am I sweaty? A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so hot.
Well.
So hot.
No.
Sizzling, steamy hot. No?
That's enough.
Oh, okay.
That's way too much.
Please stop.
So, have you ever been to... You've been on Reddit? No?
I have...
You've looked at something on it, but you've never, like... I look at it daily.
No, yes, I'm not like that. Someone has sent me a link to something on Reddit. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I move on.
It's the front page of the internet. Everything on the internet is there.
Okay.
So there's a subreddit called R Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, boy. Is that where you went and dabbled?
No.
Oh.
I found this elsewhere in a really great source that I'm going to keep and use forever.
Reddit.
Well, no. I think it's somebody else's podcast.
I love that.
For ideas. Oh, okay, I'm not stealing their work.
And then you listen to podcasts word for word, just like, okay, what are they? Yes, thank you. And they even wrote a joke for me. Okay.
This whole thing is 59 minutes long. It's too long. I can't cut it down.
So I'll just say it all. I'll just read it all. Just exactly word for word.
So, this is one of the first ever Reddit mysteries.
Oh.
The Lake City Quiet Pills.
Okay.
So, there's lots of hidden subreddits. A lot of subreddits you have to really know what you're looking for to find because the subreddit title could have nothing to do with the topic you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like,
the staircases. That was hard to find. The original staircase that I found was through the search and rescue officer.
Yeah.
And I would have never found that if I didn't remember that it was from the search and rescue officer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the title of a subreddit is not the same thing. So it's like, that's a post underneath a subreddit. So a subreddit is like a generalized... So creepypastas come from No Sleep.
Yeah.
So it's our No Sleep, and it's all just filled with creepypastas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're not looking
Our No Sleep is a subreddit?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So if you're looking for creepypastas and you don't know that Our No Sleep is the Reddit that you'd find those in, you wouldn't find it.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm learning.
Yeah. So there's Reddit.com that has everything, and then the subreddits that have specified things.
Okay.
And then you have your own posts.
Okay. I gotcha.
So it's basically forums, but the forums are very distinct, and then in that subject you can only have things related to that subject for forums.
I gotcha.
So back in
is there Reddit police that's like they go through and delete things that are not supposed to be there?
We'll get there in a minute. So in a lot of Reddits you have to be granted permission to be able to read them and come into the Reddit. So back in 2009, there was a subreddit known as R Jailbait.
Oh, no.
And I'm sure everyone can conclude why they would find this, or what they would find in this Reddit.
Yeah, that's not great.
Apparently, underage quote, looking, unquote, people who were not legally minors but were close enough to warrant suspicion.
I don't like that. I feel like, well, I think I learned the term jailbait from the idea of Reddit. It's like, oh, they're jailbait. It's like, what does that mean? And then
Bait for going to jail.
Correct, yes.
It's been shut down since 2012.
Good.
Because Anderson Cooper
found it.
Put something on CNN about it.
Oh, did he? And he's like, shut this down.
Mm-hmm. Anderson Cooper saving lives.
Uh-huh.
So one of the users of this subreddit was the user u/religion of peace, who was also the moderator. And the moderator is like the police for a subreddit. So they go on and they control permissions and they judge whether or not posts are appropriate or relevant to the topic. And they can kick people out. They can ban people. They can take comments down.
But he's in charge of Reddit jailbait. Do you want to be in charge of that?
No. He's like, they look too old. Kick it. Banned.
So he was gross.
Yes, he's disgusting.
Oh, boy.
Because
at first I was like, moderator, like, okay, he works for like Reddit and he's like in charge of that. He's just a random person. It's like, this is my account or my subreddit that I'm policing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they were on Reddit all the time and constantly wrote comments and posts with aggression against the New York Times and socialism. And they also expressed a lot of knowledge about military subjects and seemed to have a lot of history of violence. During the 2 years of history that the account had, they often linked with a website. Like they would tie everything to this website, and they would, with the explanation that's an image hosting site because they're posting nude photos of underage people. So they don't want to just put them everywhere. So we had an image hosting site called LakeCityQuietPills.com. And the site consisted of the same kind of images. Apparently, the term quiet pills is a colloquialism for bullets.
What? Oh, because you shoot a bullet and they die.
And they're quiet.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So the user Religion of Peace created their account in 2007 and described themselves as an old man claiming to be in their 70s and to have fought in the World War II.
Oh.
Which would put them at about 14 for D-Day.
That would not have made sense.
Yeah. They retired apparently in the late 80s for a job in the tech sector where they learned a lot about encryption and internet navigation. By 2009, LakeCityQuietPills.com was full of images, but also in July of that year, user Religion of Peace made their last comment on the site. The same day, a new account was created, user 2-6. They created a post titled, "The End of a Religion of Peace. He died today." And it read, "I'm the person who provided Religion of Peace provided Religion of Peace the space for, quote, that old guy's image host, end quote. Milo died today. He was 79 years old. He died at his desk looking at your site. Milo was a mean old fucker, mean and ornery. He hooked me up with my first gig when I got out of the army. I didn't like finding him like that. Milo don't have any living relatives and no real friends. And other than his landlady and a few people where he worked, he didn't talk to anyone about much of anything. Me, he just tolerated. As I said, he was mean. I think he used that as a shield to keep people away from him. Milo thought God was some kind of con game thought up by some lazy sons of bitches who didn't want to work every day. He's gone into the fire on Monday without a service, just like he wanted. I'm planning to dump his ashes in the woods in Pennsylvania near where he was born. Can't put them right there because there's a mall there now. I gave the girl next door his raggedy old cat and most of his books. His computers and Tronic shit he tagged for the disabled vets and the VVA. And the rest of his stuff is for the Salvation Army.
VVA?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. He makes a lot of spelling mistakes.
VFA was what he was aiming for?
Yeah. He spelled tolerated, TALLERATED.
Oh, boy.
All of those years and everything he owned fits in the trunk of my car. I don't know what else to say. I'll miss him, miserable bastard. The post was followed by a bunch of comments from different Redditors. User 26 posted the GPS coordinates for where he scattered the ashes of Religion of Peace. So naturally, Redditors are a very curious bunch of people, and they were like, "That whole thing is weird." So they uncovered the final resting place. Once they uncovered the final resting place of Religion of Peace, they wanted to find out more about his life. So after some searching, they found a related account for the user u/26 on FARC, which is a old forum website, with the email address angel.2.6@lakecityquietpills.com.
Oh boy. So because he was the person that was hosting the images.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
Yes. So their forum posts consisted of talk about guns and violence. This led to further accounts being discovered on Yahoo Answers, ZBrush, and of course Dig. Did you ever use Dig?
No.
So Dig was like Reddit before Reddit, but they didn't have they didn't have as good of a organization.
Platform. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember growing up in the age of like forums being birthed, and they were always just like terrible. They were not easy to follow. It was just like what the fuck is going on here?
Well, if you remember, on some things you'd like read an article and up in the corner to have like RSS feed, stumble upon, Dig, a bunch of things that you could share it to.
Yeah.
So Dig was like that.
Okay. You
could share it in a forum. So one of their posts was signed on Dig as Religion of Peace. It was concluded that the person must be the same across all platforms because of the spelling mistakes that ranged from the creation of the first account all the way to the last misspelling of like no, like KNOW would be spelled NO.
Oh boy.
Didn't would be spelled DID''NT. Their various forms of all.
Did this person go to school?
Tolerate it, and then friend would also always be misspelled.
Love that.
So some concluded that the accounts had always been a front to advertise for the website. So some of the users made their way to the site to read.
I think they made up this old persona, and then they were like, "Oh, yep, he's dead now. Sorry. Now I'm this other person."
Yeah. So a lot of people went to the website finally to read the code. And what they found there was unexpected. Years upon years of hidden messages in the HTML that seemed a whole lot like listings for mercenary or assassin work.
Oh, Jesus.
So they would, it would say, quote, immediate need, 8 to 10 Chinese Korean, fluent Korean, dialect, accent, details upon contact, 12-week half pay, sequester on refusal. 2 ground types, fluent Farsi, Arabic, French, no papers, no problems. Need formed group, 8 to 10, single op, deliv bonus, gentleman's agreement, insurance, need immediate. All of them would feature a lot of acronyms such as CCW, concealed carry weapons permit, W/W, which would mean wants or warrants in a certain region. Others believe that it would also mean wet work, which would be, I don't know, it said you can probably guess what that means. Wet work.
Wet work? I mean, blood?
I guess
you're going to, torture someone?
That's what I think.
That's what
Waterboarding, maybe?
I'd guess torturing.
Yeah, so a lot of users were like, this sounds like a front for hitmen, assassins, military workers, black ops.
Yeah.
So shortly after this story began, it made its way back to Reddit, and a lot of people were looking for Lake City Quiet Pills, and that's when they all came to the conclusion that Quiet Pills is a euphemism for bullets. Because they were all looking up Lake City Quiet Pills, and they all would stumble upon Lake City Arsenal or Lake City Ammunition Plant. So after the months of the alleged death, they found another message hidden in the in the message board in the website that said, quote, I'm sorry to tell you that old Milo died yesterday. He went quiet and calm, not like we all figured. I gave that fat, mangy cat to the little girl next. No services or nothing. You know Milo. I'm taking his ashes back to where his farm was. Close to it, anyway. There's a mall where his place was. So hoist a few for the old man. Remember what he said. Keep with the man who's got your back. And then later on September 30th.
And that's all built into the code somehow?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Because it doesn't have to show if you don't want it to.
Yeah.
You can hide it, strike the conversation. And then once you go, like, because anything, you can look at the code of anything. Like, if I want to look at the code of the website, you just go to developer tools. And then the code is just right there next to the stuff.
Oh.
And you can read the code for everything.
Interesting.
Did you not have to take any web development in high school or anything?
No, that was offered as an elective.
Oh. Maybe I took it as an elective too. But I took it.
Okay.
So on November 14th, 2009, he posted Milo's will cleared, CLERED, probate. Surprise! Milo was loaded. Email Shade if we sent you out in 2005 to 2009. Shade will have checks cut for you. Amount us by how many times, not pay by total. Small share is 3 to 4K. So people that were doing hits for him between 2005 and 2009 were entitled to some of his inheritance via this person. And so later he came back and said some other things. Happy New Year, everyone. We were having a happy birthday party for the old man on the 19th. Starts at 1500 at the usual. Send your RSVP to Shade. FYI, we're booking a room for 3 days for anyone who's coming out of the area. Overnight for locals. Come hoist one for old Dutch Milo. And it sounds like a party. But is it?
Like, people were saying that it was a party?
No, he's posting. He's like, there's a party. Come on out.
Oh, he's going to kill all those people who were hitmen for him.
I don't know. So then there's... I got a little lost here. But so there's this guy called Mahmoud al-Mabu. Uh-huh. He was born in the 60s in Egypt. And he started to associate with Hamas. Uh-huh. And so he... killed a bunch of soldiers and things, and anyways, he was not a very nice guy.
Yeah.
So he lived in Dubai in 2010 under a fake name, with no security guards. He was going incognito, and so earlier the day, his trip had been preceded by a small network of men and women numbering around 24 in total. These individuals had arrived in Dubai using fake names and passports of their own and began coordinating their efforts to track al-Mabu. So the operation was led by at least 3 coordinators, all of whom were working under assumed names Gail Folliard, Kevin Davieron, and Peter Elvinger. They were coordinated at least 5 times through trips to Dubai to surveil the region. This guy went to Dubai at about 3 p.m. and at the moment he was landed, he was followed by these people, and eventually they followed him all the way up to his hotel room and they killed him.
And who were these people?
They are believed to be members of Lake City Quiet Pills.
Okay.
Where is it?
Was he someone who worked for Lake City Quiet Pills and then they decided to kill him?
No.
They were just killing him.
Mm-hmm. So here it goes. So yeah, hidden in the HTML code of the site, it read, quote, "We got 38 rooms in the Marriott on 46. Shade has the key cards for locals. Pick up at the party. Give your travel name to the desk and that's it. No ID needed since we're covering the bill. Keep the room service under 500, okay? The phones there are not secure. Bus from the hotel leaves at 13:30. Car service vouchers for return trip when you're ready to crash. Don't DUI." And then hotel room. Here's the final for the party. Hotel rooms 48341, limo 6080, bus 659, bar bill 18,890, food 8030. Dancers, 8,300. Miscellaneous tips, 850. Miscellaneous expenses, 2,840. Med supplies, 180. Fat Tommy and Stu are okay too. Total 94 grand. You all did Dutch Milo proud. Thanks. Immediate need, Ford Koreans, fluent Korean dialect accent details. Oh, wait, I already read that one, didn't I?
Yeah. Unless it's another one.
There's
Another
a bunch of them. I don't know about all of the details to it, but apparently they had killed this man. That was a member of Hamas. Yes, at the hotel that he was in.
But that hotel was in Dubai.
Yes.
But this party was not.
In Dubai.
Oh, what? The party was in Dubai?
Yes.
Oh. So they sent to this room that this guy was in and they went and killed him.
They sent a bunch of assassins to the hotel and somebody killed him.
But this man had no potential supposed ties to Lake City.
No, he was a terrorist.
Yeah. Well, so were these people, obviously.
Well, yes. Well, he was a terrorist for Hamas.
Uh-huh.
And there's a bunch of other stuff in there, but apparently they're assassins.
So it's just like an undercover, like, assassin organization that started because of jailbait?
Yeah, he was like trying to persuade people to go to this website. And then once you got there, if you knew the right things to do, you uncover the HTML code. Or I guess he was assuming if you're smart enough, you'll read the HTML code and then you can come.
But why would assassins just be looking for, jailbait? Let me find that.
Well, he was posting things on Reddit about like anti-socialism, anti-New York Times. So if they liked what he was doing, looking at his things, he didn't initially say that the image hosting place was for underage porn.
Yeah, that's valid.
So just go there and host your images.
Huh.
There's still a whole lot of stuff that's uncovered, and apparently they had recently posted in like 2019. I couldn't find what they said.
The Lake City sleeping pills or the 2-6?
User 2-6.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The guy on this website that I'm going to use all the time now.
Uh-huh.
He says that the most likely the possibility, in my opinion, is that the Lake City Quiet Pills is a website established as a job posting board for former military members. It seems likely that they chose to recruit from among a pool of friends instead of choosing a network to compete with among hundreds of others. It's possible that it was tied to contracting work, stuff like security and bodyguards who often provided protection for companies and business executives. It's even possible that the site evolved as a job board accidentally. Think about a biker bar and how those who have been known for drug activity and drug dealing. It didn't happen instantly, but rather evolved over time. Perhaps this was just a simple website that ended up serving multiple purposes, starting as a porn website, eventually including job listings for military contractors or vice versa. At this point, it's impossible to know.
What the fuck? So it could be just a place that was like, yeah, it started for underage porn, and then it became a place where just like, oh, here's
you buy a hitman here.
Here's this job posting for a hitman. Yeah, what a great way for it to devolve. You know, what the fuck?
It's still somewhat of a mystery. I mean, it's not resolved. We don't know a whole lot about these people. There are connections.
Yeah.
Between them and a murder of a
terrorist in Dubai. A known terrorist in Dubai, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And
all these listings that sound like we need a certain person in this certain place. You know, you're not going to get this money until afterwards. But for what?
Do you ever wonder? Here goes my conspiracy theorist. Little dabbling. Do you ever wonder if there's organizations like that out there that the government is also part of?
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I not wonder. I mean, I feel like I know that this happens, but like that's kind of like, I mean, you never watched Scandal, but there was like a organization called B613, which is like it's to protect the Republic, but like it's like it is not ruled by any like president or anything like that, and it's just like this is an organization that works to make sure everything stays running properly. So they just like take people out, and it's just like a hitmen, just a hidden network of assassins that just like get called and just you find them, like, or they find you, not you find them.
Do you think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself?
No. What the fuck? That's what I seeing everyone on Twitter joking about like R. Kelly going to jail and that he's like gonna expose all the celebrities that are
Pedophiles.
also pedophiles, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna end up killing yourself, quote unquote, in your jail cell as well, aren't you? So yeah, I'm very no, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Of course not.
Because he had too many political ties to the sitting president at the time. I'm almost 95% certain that it was the president that did it.
Oh, yeah.
That ordered. It's like, no, kill him. So, no. Yeah, no. There's a lot of conspiracy theorists out there. Conspiracy theories out there.
There's both. Lots of conspiracy theorists and conspiracy theories.
Oh my God! Speaking of that, I had a client the other day, meaning Tuesday, who was adamant about me wearing a mask, and I do at all my appointments, regardless. And at the end, he was like, "I just want to thank you for wearing a mask." Like, oh yeah, like no problem. Like I wear my mask to protect all my clients. Blah blah blah. Like. Everyone in the office is also vaccinated. And then he was just like went off about how all of us are just zombies and living dead. And it's like, good luck with that whenever you turn into a mouth breathing zombie and blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, oh, I'm not vaccinated. And it's like, then why are you wearing 2 masks and having to, I mean, he was 70 something and was having problems with breathing through his 2 masks. And it was like, it could make that life much easier for you? Getting vaccinated. It was very simple, but I was just like, I want to leave this appointment and never come back here. Thanks. Yeah, he was like, you guys are all zombies, and it's like, I've watched too much Living Dead, and you guys are just be walking around with mouth breathers soon. And then he went off about like, and they're offering Astros tickets and $100, and like I'm waiting for them to offer me 5 days paid vacation in Myrtle Beach with all you can eat and all you can drink packages. And I'm like, that's not gonna happen. And then I was like, is that what's gonna finally convince you to protect the public? I said those exact words, and he was like, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm leaving. I don't want to be here. So, yeah, it was a moment, and I'm like, this is not the conspiracy theory that you should be holding on to. Yeah,
or do and die.
Yeah. But then I also saw, like, on my way here, that bridge that used to say "Be Someone." It was a big inspirational thing for Houston. It says COVID 1984. And I'm like, the vaccine is not the big government trying to do anything to you. It literally cannot.
Also, have they read 1984?
Exactly. Like, you guys are too... If you're painting on bridges, you are not smart enough to be...
Because in 1984, if you were allowed to read, they kill you.
Yeah, exactly. So it does not make any sense. But yeah, those are some conspiracy theories that I am not following. But I'm trying to remember the conspiracy theory that I actually am kind of into, and I'm like, but I can't remember it right now.
That the Teletubbies are in the same universe as My Little Pony.
That is not... no.
I don't think that's actually one, but let's make it a thing.
Let's make it a thing. Let's start some rumors here. No, I can't remember it right now. But there's a theory out there that I'm like, wait, hold on. And it's not George Bush did 9/11. Though that one has some arguments. And I'm like, all right. But once again, government organization wanted to start a war in Iraq and Afghanistan. So they did it. But no, I don't remember what it was. I'll have to think about it, and it'll come to me later. But yeah, that's a conspiracy theory that I'm very into.
Wow.
Anyways, that's a great wrap up to that. Me having no idea what I'm talking about as usual. That's crazy, because that could be one of those things that's like, you get a just random note on your doorstep in like a manila envelope that's just like, go to Lake City, search for Lake City sleeping pills, or just a typewritten.
The same thing as Cicada 331.
That's true. Yeah.
Just scan a QR code, and all of a sudden you're a ninja.
Yep. Yeah, that's very true.
A spy.
Also, do you think that the whole like sleeper agents is a thing?
I had heard something about that recently, where they were like, this guy came from Germany. The Americans allowed him to come from Germany, even though he was a Nazi sympathizer, because he had discovered something that they used for MK Ultra program.
What's MK Ultra?
Ugh, you don't know what MK Ultra is?
No. Oh boy.
Oh, well, I have a topic.
Oh, okay. That's not great.
You really don't know what MK Ultra is?
No. Do you want me to go Google it, or you want me to?
No, I'm gonna do it now.
Okay.
It's mine.
I have tried to stay naive in the ideas that there are a lot of forces out there that could kill me in an instant if they wanted to. So I try to just pretend that doesn't exist.
You're gonna become a Trumper and live off the grid.
Probably now. Yeah.
Dig a hole in the ground and become a mole person.
Yeah. It's like the government's out to get me. The government's out to get me.
Government don't care about you.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I am a nobody that's making $50,000 a year and doing nothing with my life. So
what is so interesting about not you, but what is so interesting about you that you think the government cares what you're doing?
That's what I'm saying. Yes, exactly. Nobody gives a shit about you.
And bitch, if you are doing something that the government should be worried about, I care and I want the government to know.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. It means you're doing
something that I'm not crazy about.
Exactly. You're signing up for ISIS and have too many guns in your house.
That, or you found something to rip the space-time continuum and don't.
But even with that one dude that was figuring out how to do 3D printing of actual guns, the government was like, yeah, I don't care. And I'm like, this is illegal. Do something about this. Yeah, I don't know. There's some weird shit out there that I'm like, you don't care about this, but like babies in women. That's where you're like,
draw the line.
I draw the line. But, guns everywhere. That's fine. That's all right. But whatever. Yeah. What a world we live in, Wow. That's our podcast.
I love it here.
I am not riddled with constant anxiety. That's another thing, is like people are just like, why should we legalize weed? Because all of us are so stressed about gestures wildly. So you know what would make everyone just calm down? Weed. We could sleep at night. Maybe. No, I still wouldn't sleep. I don't think I'd sleep.
I would.
You already do.
I still do.
However, I have been taking melatonin and I feel great.
I had trouble sleeping the past 2 nights. Or not last night. The night before and the night before that.
Oh, well, that sucks.
But it wasn't like, well, it was that. But it was, we went to bed at 11 and then I woke up at like 3. And then I was like, I can't go back to bed.
Heavens me.
I know. I just have to sit here and look at the shadows.
You just sit there, it's like the shadows as they move, and you're like,
ghosts.
Love them. You're like, boo.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Clarice.
Then Thomas wakes up and goes, shut the fuck up. Go sleep. Yeah.
He's like, are you having a seance in bed again?
And your Ouija board? No. Knock it off.
I knock a candle over, it starts burning the bed. No.
Shh. What's that smell? Nothing.
It's just sage.
It's
a new air freshener. It's not a burning pile of sage in my hand.
Ooh. I love that.
You know
what else I love?
Let's talk about gay stuff.
I am talking about Let's Talk About Gay Stuff.
Let's talk about gay stuff.
They are our sister podcast that likes to bring us the information that we need to know about gay history, honey. They are talking about lesbian icons, trans icons, gay. Whatever history moment you can think of, it's gay. There's gay something.
Something about it.
Something about it. And that's what I love about that, is finding out who's gay.
I love to know gay.
I love gay.
And it's cool.
You know who else loves gay? Let's Talk About Gay Stuff. You can always listen to their podcast at Let's Talk About Gay Stuff. Let's Talk About Gay Stuff at letstalkaboutgaystuff.com. Let's Talk About Gay Stuff on Facebook and Instagram, and Talk Gay Stuff on Twitter.
Tweeters.
You can send them an email at letstalkaboutgaystuff@gmail.com.
And of course, our dear sister... No, sister's friend. Sister's friend. Our
who we barely talk to.
No, because she's part of our family. I left her some Cheez-Its in a bowl.
Outside.
Well, it wasn't raining.
Yeah. It was a little bit.
It's drizzle is not rain. And I sprayed for ants the other day. And I sprayed the Cheez-Its for ants.
There you go.
So
then
they're not going to get...
It's riddled with chemicals that are just going to be right for her body.
Yum.
Skittles.
That's our Rupee podcast. Our Rupee podcast is bringing you all of the information that you need to know about your favorite televised drag queens.
Woo! Or drag artists.
Drag artists. Drag performers. We're currently between seasons.
Yeah.
Waiting for Dragula.
Dragula. Scary stuff.
I saw some of the Meet the Queens release the other day.
Oh, did you?
I have to watch those still.
Oh.
So that's our Rupee podcast. Our Rupee podcast at ourrupeepodcast.com. Our Rupee podcast on Facebook.
No.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And Facebook.
Do we have a Facebook?
It always says I do. Somehow. And our Rupee podcast is available at gmail.com.
Yeah, you can send us an email.
You can send us an email there.
Yeah, sure. Whatever social media that, if you searched it and you found it, that's probably us. Do we know it exists?
Yes.
No. Oh, yes.
Anyways, of course, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Economy Works, a freelance talent network that connects professionals with project work. If you're a company that needs help with writing job descriptions, conducting marketing analysis, managing your social media platforms, Economy Works has an extensive talent network of freelance professionals ready to help you do more with less. Economy Works. When we work, the economy works. Find out more at economyworks.com. That's economyworks.com. Economy works.
I love that initial dissonance that just did not work.
Let's try again. Economy works. Harmony.
There we go. Better. That's much better. We're getting our groove back, you know? We're going to start our singing group.
I'm gonna start it and then kick you out and then invite you back in.
No,
later.
it's supposed to be like one of us decides to go solo.
Like Garth Brooks.
Yes, and it causes like a big all of our fans like what? And then we find out that we're not actually good.
Well, you find out that you're not actually good, and you're like, please,
can we sing together again?
Breathe some life back into my rotted career.
And then we have a reunion tour, and then we sell out
Madison Square Garden.
Barcode. Oh.
Madison at a square garden.
There's a square in Madison, Wisconsin.
And we're going to a garden there.
There's a garden nearby.
It's a woman named Madison. She has a backyard. We're calling it a garden, and she asks us to leave.
And she says, "Why are you in my house?"
She's 85, and we're saying, "You asked for this.
We're your delightful singers." Please leave.
Calls the police.
Yeah, I feel like she probably had already.
But she called the emergency line.
Yes, and they were there in 30 to 50 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's our podcast.
That is. Should we tell them to
get spoopy with it?